Hey, and welcome to another episode of Gooner Down Under TV. And we are finally back. The international break is done for, and we finally have our Arsenal back. This is what we've all been waiting for. I feel like it feels way longer than it has been, but it's alright, it's done. We are back, and we have Everton on the weekend. Before I go down into the breakdown, if you're watching the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. With that being said, I'm not going to hold up this video any longer. We are going to get straight into it. So, like I said, our first game back after the international break is against Everton. And, it's one of those one where on paper it looks easy. They have been struggling this season, but it is at Goodison Park. So it is an away day for us, and we haven't had the best history there. The last 5 times we've been there, we've drawn 1 and lost 4. A lot of times we can't even get a goal in the match. I don't always necessarily like solely relying on sort of previous results at a place because, you verse different teams at different points in the season. Every season's slightly different with different players. But it sort of just gives you an indication that consistently it's going to be a hard place to play no matter how good or bad they are. We all thought sort of last season they were doing us a favor, getting that big draw against City, and then we sort of go and we can't produce the same, we produce even worse, and we get the loss. And so I think it's one of those things where on paper, yes, we should win. There's a massive difference between should and have done. And so I think we need to try and really get these 3 points because they're there, they're there for the taking. We don't want to fall further back from City, who, although West Ham's been doing decent at the start, I don't expect them to be dropping points. And yes, it is a long season. There's a lot of points to catch up, but you don't want to be tailing off or falling off at this early point. City's always going to be sort of a shoe-in for a massive run at the end. And so if we're already so far behind now, it's probably going to be a long season. We're going to get down into the breakdown. This is how I sort of expect the 2 teams to be lining up. This is not my preferred 11, but this is what I have a feeling that Arteta will be doing. A lot of the South American players finish their games on Wednesday. So by the time they get back, it is sort of a delay. We do have luck that we are one of the last games of the weekend. So it does give them a little bit more time to bed in. But I have a feeling they may miss out in this game. Not necessarily an issue. We do have some squad depth. Maybe this is the time to start rotating them in and giving them more opportunities. So, Eddie has been sort of the mainstay up front besides that one game Trossard started. Have a feeling he's going to go again, unless if Jesus comes back and all the Brazil boys are ready. I think Nketiah is going to be leading the line. And it gives a really good opportunity for Trossard or maybe even Smith Rowe to get their first start on that left flank for the season. Predicting Trossard to be up there with Saka on the other side. And then because there's already a few changes, I don't think Arteta is going to be doing much more. I have a feeling he's going to stick to that same midfield of Havertz, Odegaard, Rice. Personally, I would do this for one more game as well. Vieira definitely deserves a spot. But I think this game may be a little bit too physical. Still need to see sort of how he goes up against those bigger, stronger teams. And for one more game, Havertz had a good game for Germany off the bench against France. Let's see if he can finally start carrying that forward. And, with him, for me, it's not even necessarily goals and assists. I just want a performance. Things he was doing, he was getting the ball, he was turning, he was driving forward. We have not seen that once this season. Every time he gets the ball, like I always say, he feels like he's trying to ping it as quickly as possible and doesn't want any of the attention. And so, even if he gets dispossessed, I'm not going to, budge. I just want him to start attacking and trying to make an impact in this team. But I think, that's probably my preferred midfield for one more game. Have a feeling Arteta is going to go with that as well. And then the back four, Zinchenko, Kivior, Saliba, White. Again, if Gabriel Magalhaes is back, he's going in for me. If not, Kivior maybe gets his first start at centre-back. And then, of course, Ramsdale in goal. Now, this is who we're going up against. You know, they typically play sort of a 4-4-1-1, shifts into a 4-1-4-1 with Gay coming back into CDM, and then sometimes it's sort of a 4-3-3 with those wingers going up and down. Everton, you know, good team. They're going to be really strong, really physical. I think the hardest part about versing them is definitely going to be that midfield. You know, Decore, Onana, and Gay, three powerful, athletic midfielders who can get up and down that pitch and make us really work for it. I think the key thing is that midfield battle. You know, with Zinchenko coming into midfield, if we can run that game, then I think we have a good chance of winning. If they sort of overpower us, overbully us, overbully or just bully us, I think it's going to be a real long day for us. I think that's going to be sort of the key point of this game. Can we control the midfield? And then, you know, besides that, they do have Beto, their new signing, the Portuguese man. He can make an impact. You know, he got a goal in their last game. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. I think it was Danjuma, my mistake. But he did make an impact. I think he had the most dribbles completed. So, you know, he's someone that's going to try and get that ball and make something happen. And then, like I said, Danjuma, you know, off a goal last week. Hopefully he doesn't keep that running. But I think those are sort of their main threats. Their defense, they've got some veterans, you know, Tarkowski and Young. But it's not the best defense in the league. You know, it's definitely something we should be able to crack. They are going to play in these low blocks, you know, block of four, and then probably two up front. And so it is going to be really hard to break down. I think that's why if we can get an early goal and sort of open the game up, it will be really huge. If the game goes on and we can't nick a goal, I think we're going to find it harder and harder. Hopefully, though, you know, we can get some form of success in this game because we really need to start putting in these performances. Personally, I'm going to recommend or suggest or predict, whatever I want to call it. I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. You know what? 2-0. I think away, we're sort of really good defensively. We can keep clean sheets. And so I'm going to say 2-0. We finally break the curse at Goodison and we get these valuable 3 points. But even more importantly than my opinion, let me know what you think in the comments section below. What do you think of this lineup? Again, it's not my preferred lineup. If we had everyone, I'd go Jesus over Nketiah, Martinelli over Trossard, Gabriel over Kivior. But, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. But let me know what your preferred 11 would be and what your predictions are for the game. As always, I'm going to see you in that next video. Peace.